I wanted to talk about one particular piece of the data that I feel like garnered a lot of discussion online that I've seen, which is the one around DeFi. DeFi at this point is like really a sector or industry within crypto that holds like just locks tremendous value, like 100 billion worth of value that's like locked in it. And the like reading the report, it basically says that DeFi is really only supported by like 1,000 like full-time developers. And so like obviously a lot of people are asking the question, like, is this an existential risk really to like DeFi?
I would say that first of all, I think it's an incredible statistic that about 1,000 developers are effectively, building with more than $100 billion in assets in the DeFi space. I think that statistic is really incredible. I think it just points to how early we are, to be completely honest. And then I think we do need more developers in the space.
A couple thoughts that I had was, I feel like a DeFi developer really is worth 1.5 to 2x a Web2 developer. Because, think about, again, the example of Uniswap, it only took a couple developers to build that set of smart contracts. Once they're deployed, you really can't update them. Like, smart contracts are set in stone. There's not too much development to happen on smart contracts. So you have to kind of redevelop new smart contracts if you want to update them. So I kind of feel like DeFi, number one, might just benefit from a better economy of scale. Or not an economy of scale, better efficiency for the developers, right? One developer packs a bigger punch. The other one too, I'm wondering is DeFi also maybe more closed source in some sense, or maybe are they just borrowing code from others so they do more with less or something?
Code borrowing is a huge part of it. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of forking that happens in DeFi. And so that is one of the things, is that if a code is forked, for those commits, we don't really count them, because we want to only look at original contributors of code. And so that is going to discount a big portion of developers.
What are some of the trends, Maria, that like really makes you super optimistic, or that like you're excited to see more of next year when we read like the 2022 report?
Yeah, I think one thing that was kind of funny from looking at last, how developers and price interacted with each other last time around, is that even though prices peaked in 2018, developers grew for another year afterwards. And I think that's frankly really encouraging. And that even if we're sitting at all-time highs right now, we're actually still if the cycle is like last cycle, then we're going to see developers still, a lot of new developers coming in all the way into 2023. And I think that's definitely really exciting. This idea that one of the things I'm really excited about to see is actually things that go beyond developers. Again, we kind of talked about how difficult it is to capture the growth in NFTs and in gaming, because so much of this is closed source. And I also wonder if, for some of these, looking at different other slices of data is a great way of measuring growth. And part of that could be how strong is the community. One of the other reports that we want to publish in this year in 2022 is a community report. I think that is an incredibly important part of crypto, important part of Web3, is measuring community activity and community robustness and health and growth. And so that's one measure that we're going to be looking at again as well. And I think that in conjunction with developers really just gives a richer picture for what's happening in the space overall.